this is a very small book. You can see it, like 120 pages, I think. And sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but the price was something like $15.95. I'm sorry, $16 for 120 pages, it seems a little too high. Obviously, I didn't buy it for $16. I bought it, I think, for $6 or $7 because in reality this book has been published maybe 10 years ago or something like that. So it's nearly out of print. And I bought it because Neil McDonald is a grandmaster that can teach you a lot. I like his prose, is similar to Andrew Soltis, and so I think one can learn from him. I would like to show you a position from this book that and the corresponding discussion that, in my opinion, is even more important. So, after the introduction, we have chapter 2. In chapter 2, this is the fourth position you can see. It comes from a game that is copper, white, and Tal, black. Tal was in 1959, because this was played in Zurich in 1959, he was going to the top and steamrolling whoever was coming in front, okay? So there was nothing who could stop Tal in 1959. Okay, now, here it says, a good combination is a sequence of moves, perhaps involving a sacrifice, that leads to an improvement in the player's position. There are no dark alleys, no obscure side variation left to chance, everything is analyzed conclusively. The player sees the combination. And here there is a Windows update, the strangely is bothering me, and I don't understand why. I mean, they always do stuff that is actually against the user. I'm working, I'm making a video, and you come with a warning telling me that you need to restart the system because you have made an update. It doesn't make any sense, right? Come on. That's really obtuse, in a sense, from people that continue to do the same operative system year after year and never something which is advantageous to the user or user-friendly. Okay. A positional sacrifice, on the other hand, tests not only the calculating ability of the player's experience and knowledge is needed to fill in the gaps left by the human inability to analyze everything. Yes, so as you can see, by this phrase, we know that, okay, so this was printed in 1994 and reprinted in 1995. Okay, because left by the human inability to analyze everything, it made me think that McDonald is speaking of computers. Because today computers, they are probably able to make a positional sacrifice, but they do a positional sacrifice because they know that they will win. So is it really a positional sacrifice when you actually know that you will win because you calculate at 30 moves distance? I don't know, because that's the thing, no? And here it continues, some players have a greater capacity to calculate variation than do others. So, for example, a player such as Mislov, who has deep feel for positional chess, may play an exchange sacrifice since it looks right, while et al. Makes the same sacrifice only after an intense analysis of variation. Smyslov is making a positional sacrifice, Tal is playing a combination. Of course, this is an oversimplification. Even the most positional players calculates a huge number of variation, and every tactician makes his decision partly based on intuition. Okay, so we are in this game now, And here he said, Tal played the move, and I'm not telling you which one, so you had time to analyze, but if you didn't, do it now. Pause the video and see what you would play if you were black. Okay? You are black in this position. So the move is knight takes b2. And later he wrote, in sacrificing the knight, I did not calculate variation. It would be strange if after the sacrifice, white were able to find a defense against black's overwhelming attack. This game comes from The Life and Games of Michael Tal, RHM 1976. Okay. So, not a single variation was calculated by the master tactician. How then does he know the position is overwhelming? Was he just gambling? The game continuation proved him right. King takes b2, b takes e3, check, king takes e3, and then there is castle, rook b1, queen a5, king d3, rook a c8. Obviously, he's probably trying to menace something here, but there is still this. Queen f2, bishop a8, rook b3, e5, g5, e takes d4, knight takes d4. Here it shows that if you played this, you would have played this, and after this there would have been this, and then after this rook c8 wins. So how does it continue? After knight takes d4 there is bishop takes d4, and the white resign. Okay, so what do you think should white play here? If he plays queen takes d4, there is queen takes e1, right? And black has win because he has a huge material advantage. Now, what king takes here, what do you do as black? Obviously, you play this. Because if he plays this, and I think also in this case, black has a huge material advantage. And here he says, no, Tal was not gambling. He did not need to calculate variation since years of experience of making sacrifices had taught him that the knight offer must be good. And no doubt he had seen many similar sacrifices by other masters. The sacrifice was purely standard. And here I continue with another example. But for the moment we have finished with this book, Positional Sacrifices by Neil McDonald. I hope you enjoyed this little example. Thank you for watching.